Hello, Armchair Generals. My name is Tom, and I'm back with a Japanese episode of my campaign ongoing in Hearts of Iron 3 using the Black Ice modification version 10.43. We left off here on April Fool's Day in 1941, progressing very closely to Pearl Harbor, with Germany having declared on Yugoslavia earlier, having declared with Italy on Greece, but they declared on Yugoslavia, and they're pushing in there. The Italians are making headway in Greece after some initial bad movements there. We're back on the start line with Italy and the British forces in Egypt and Libya. Italy actually had moved pretty far, I think, up to Martru. Abyssinia, Italians are doing very, very well. They've got their northeastern section, northwestern section, all pretty much taken care of. Now it's just the southwest and southern sections of Abyssinia that need to be addressed. We'll see if they can actually hold it. We've been attacking and actually killed off all the units that were guarding the Xinjiang capital there. They just built a militia, which I'm keeping a bit of a close eye on. If I see a second unit pop in, I'll go ahead and just attack. We want to make sure that we can keep working, bearing down on the units that keep popping up in here throughout the next few months. December 7th, we don't need to worry about this anymore. We'll capture it and puppet them. But we're already pulling out one unit here. Where are they at? Well, for the most part, there they are. The come on now, I'm trying to click on all. There we go. They're all pulling out. This unit's pulling out in pretty much good order. I'm going to send them, I guess, down here. It can take them a month or two to walk their way down there. It doesn't really matter. Speaking of, we got somebody here that needs to be picked up by boat and brought over to here. And I think we got a unit set up here. Doesn't really matter if it's the IJAF or IJN garrison. We'll just say IJAF because that's the Imperial Japanese Army Air Force. We have an air unit that's up here. We'll just pretend that there's a reason why he moved here to help protect Satawan. We're actually going to even assign him there. The other unit, the IJN garrison, is going to board the ship that's here and come over to here. No, actually, he'll come over to here, Jalut. We'll rebase, and then I'll make sure I'll move my transport back to Tokyo afterwards. Speaking of it, Tokyo, yeah, I thought we had a unit pop up. So we'll go ahead and just move them on. I'll move them on down. I have several veteran and elite division headquarter units that I'm going to be. I'm already building um, some Marines for, and then the next one, the veteran division headquarters will go to a mountaineer unit, which I'll begin building pretty soon. Speaking of our builds, we're wrapping up pretty much all of our naval upgrades this summer. Actually, looks like Zukaku and Shikaku will finish up just after War with America starts with their upgrades. But the rest of my fleet will be finishing up spring and summer, and we got a bunch of planes also upgrading. They'll be finishing spring and summer as well. So I'll have a bunch of IC later on here in the coming months that are going to be filtering their way down through all of this. I've got a couple carrier fleets being built for next year, and I also have some IC. Seoul and Shanghai. I went for industrial might for this year for focusing my infrastructure. So the game built me a couple of IC in random locations, and also heavy industry in these two different locations, randomly, of course, but nonetheless, this is where they place them. I would have loved to have had it in Japan and Nagoya, and quite honestly, because there already are level 10 industries there. In any event, that's why these builds are here. We're going to build these up to level 10 over the course of the war, because these two areas will be giving us quite a bit of IC. Instead of maxed out at 10, with the heavy industry there, it'll be giving us 15 IC, which will be really, really nice. But yeah, future builds we got coming up will be our mountaineer troops, also our island garrison troops too. I want is when I want to start building on those. Also got some convoys beginning to get built here as well, escorts in preparation for when I'll begin to lose them. Tech, we're doing all right. Leadership's doing pretty good overall. The overall tech, we've got a few things here that'll be finishing up this month. Um, Not quite so much over the spring and summer. Everything that's here is pretty, yeah. Everything that's there through June, except for the officers, will be completed. So that's a good 70, say 60 to 65 techs that will be finishing up by the beginning of July. Um, Close to 70, actually, yeah. And then it'll drop us down enough to point where hopefully begin to start researching areas outside of naval forces. That's kind of where we focused our research on this year. We went through and selected all of our naval tech that we needed to start off with. The next thing after that will be, I think, doctrines. I'll need to kind of focus a bit more on the grand battle plan doctrine, chain of command. This area I'll need to, focus some points on as well. But that's all future. And speaking of future, let's begin to move into it. There we go. The Italians. They apparently they are engaging in naval battles in the Mediterranean because they just lost. I want to say that's their battleship. I don't play Italy enough to know, but I'm pretty sure that's their battleship. Honestly, cruisers shouldn't be mentioned. But I was thinking if Italy has an aircraft carrier, and I don't believe they do. They can build them, but I don't believe they do have an aircraft carrier. Army needs more money. I think because they have more units at this point in time. It used to be 450. Now it's 675. So yeah, it's going up. We got another veteran unit popping in here. Indeed, another veteran unit. That's going to be another mountaineer unit there. So that's good. Navy's asking for money now. 450. We'll pay. I know with Germany, I end up having to pay for Air Force as well, and I believe there's like a certain amount you have to reach, a certain amount of numbers of that type of unit you have to reach before you have to start paying for them, paying actual money for them, and that's why you kind of need money. The negatives, I don't know what they are exactly. I don't ever worry about it because I always pay. Formation of an infantry division. Okay, let's do that. Jungle unit training. That's 1942 tech. We'll drop that off. Amphibious unit training. We'll let that go. There's the unit in question. I mentioned last episode, historical units that are built come immediately fully orged and with full strength. Though in this case, they're 2,000 less in strength. I wonder if that's because of this. I wonder if the historical units don't take that into account. In any event, he's already combat ready. I'm just going to send him on forward. End of this episode, I am going to start the reorganization of my units here, where I'm going to go ahead and remove the leaders that are maxed out and at a certain level. Max 4. I'll take a look. I mean, it'll depend. I'll go leader by leader and or unit by unit, I should say, and kind of determine if that leader needs to be pulled off. But in this case here, like max skill level 2, he's maxed out. He's gonna get pulled. He can do better as a headquarter unit leader. Max 0. Yeah. Oh, no leader. Okay. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, we got a bunch of leaders. I just kind of need to go through and just make sure that they're learning what they should be. And in fact, if there's some leaders that are learning skills that I honestly feel could be better for, say, my mountaineers, once I have them built, I'll pull them off and get them ready for that and assign a different leader there. But I also want to reset the hierarchy as well. Each core headquarter unit, I want to have 5 units associated to them and of particular types too. So I'll start that all around, but I'll finish the rest of it off camera. I'm not going to waste more time than I have explaining what I'm doing. Cast screw, ground training, and battlefield interdiction. Those are both 39 techs. We'll keep going with them. Non-aggression pact. We can break our non-aggression pact with Vichy France. That doesn't really matter. We're not going to do that. How much money are we making? 959. We need 25 metal. Let's go ahead and do that. Energy for money, sure. The only problem with that now is, I mean, it'll be my convoy going to Germany with money and then returning with metal. So therefore, I won't be worrying about losing metal. But the other purchase, though, Bulgaria is now part of the Axis. Any convoy I send to them, I'm bringing the supplies they want, and they're going to send me money. Or they're going to actually handle, their convoys are going to handle, I should say. That may get interrupted by the situation here in the Mediterranean. That's what I was going to say, is that I don't think that's going to actually work. But I mean, it's energy, so even if for whatever reason the energy, for whatever reason it gets sunk and I don't get the money, that's okay. Whatever. I would have been losing the energy anyway because I'm overproducing on energy. Torpedo tubes, that just dropped off. Soviet-Japanese neutrality pact. We don't have other plans for them, so we will just go ahead and just make the deal. Yeah, we can kind of see the long-range view, the space view. Germany's moving into Yugoslavia quite well. We're zooming in here so we can kind of see a little bit better. It really seems like it's kind of stagnant in Greece. That'll change as Germany comes through. Coastal submarine advance. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a partisan that popped up. So we'll have him attack, move back, and then that'll take care of the partisan. Attack commence, 94%. Sure, have him support the attack as well. Submarine snorkel, cancel that out. Batteries dropped off as well. Siam wants energy. I'll be happy to give him that. And everything is right in the world here, though I think there's a military police unit there now. So you know what I'm going to do? They're going to attack and they're going to support. So let's see. Actually, no, there's two militia there. We're going to cancel that out. We lost some troops. Yeah, they lost some as well, too. But their organization is so low, they're not going to be able to do anything. So I'm not going to continue that attack. This, okay. All right, it's going down. One of my final couple of specialized light infantry that I was ordering up for builds. And I think that's going to push my queue, push it down to there, so that's good. We'll push the other two specialized infantry down. We need to start building some convoys and escorts. Let's do that. Let's see how far down it goes here. Ooh, pretty far. Let's start a next carrier group. 2 carriers. It says to be done in 26 months. June of 43. Yeah, that's 26 months. And we need some light cruisers. 5 of them. We're also going to be building, well, I was going to build some more light carriers. But you know what? I'm going to hold off on that. Because we have 1, 2. Yeah, you know what? Let's build another light carrier group. I do need another one. And some more light cruisers, 4 of them. Okay. Which now we'll just go ahead and drop off all of these down below. Plus our industry. We don't need that all done. There we go. So now what does it look like? Whoa. I must have had some stuff get built. Oh, yes, indeed, I did. because it jumped so much that the screen jumped upwards. But it has us building the Tayo and the Unreal, July of 43. Oops, no, cancel. I just wanted to move this up some. Got another IC. We're at 417 IC. We still have a no, our spawn penalty is still there. We got 20% spawn penalty bonus at this point. Um, so when that goes away, they'll bring us back over 450. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, there's nothing else that will help us in improving our IC. So leave that alone the way it is. Road network. Take a look at that. 42 tech. We'll drop that off. And what do we have built? Oh, a bunch of CAGs. We are moving all of our CAGs here because dropping them off into Tokyo, they're actually getting placed onto the carry units themselves, and I don't want that. That's not the way I want it to happen. Oh, they are rank 5. Where am I at with my carrier air groups anyway? Rank 5. So we don't need to worry about that. Okay, we're going to fly them over to Tokyo. Where's rebase? Oops. I wanted to see. Yes, they made it there. I actually have a bunch of carrier air groups that finished their upgrades. Conquer on Yugoslavia. Yeah, kind of figured. The Greeks were helping the Yugoslavs out. We got some research and aircraft carrier. Let's check just to make sure that is not anything. Also, now we have like a red. No, we're good to go there. And in fact, in our carrier, pretty much everything is future tech, so we're definitely staying ahead on where we need to be with our carriers. Greece, that's the main area Italy needs to deal with. Road network, we're going to hold off on because we don't need the Unity and the other. Italy pushing back in Egypt. Good to see. Abyssinia. Okay, yeah, it was looking a little bit better around here than it is now, I think. But still, that's looking good. Take a pressure hull. That's dropping off. We're going to station. We hope the unit recruit time. I don't know if that helps in regards to naval units, but if it does, good. If not, that's all right. This battle is ongoing. That's fine. Okay. Cast pilot training. No. I'll go ahead and save here now. We're moving into May. Like I said, the end of this episode is when I'm going to start making my moves here towards the end of it. We won. Lost quite a few troops. I don't think that's even a manpower point, in all honesty. This is the first of our raiders. Converted convoy merchant ships to raiders. So yes, we will go ahead and do this. Artillery unit training, we'll leave that alone as well. So there's a lot of tech that I'm churning through right now that just, it's not dropping off because it just needs more and more research done to it. We have lost copper. I will want to bet. Yep. Home front coordination. We can drop that off. Nice because, well, of everything there that I need to use. So that's good. We have a destroyer built. You know what? Let's just put him in Nagoya. Actually, let's put him on. I've got the Yamato sitting alone for right now. Let's put him on there. But let's take a look at the destroyer. It's a Kagero class. Is that the most recent? It is. So we won't be worrying about needing to upgrade that. These were the 28 that I initially started off. So something I've just learned then, I guess. Once the build started, it's whatever the current research level is. since my current research level was the kick arrow, that one that I started is going to be the carrot. That's what all these others are going to be too, is the kick arrow. So they shouldn't need upgrades. Okay. I was concerned that my thinking was if you say create a destroyer and you build them in serial way down in the future, that you're only building whatever that rank is. Like say rank one, for example, and it doesn't ever, all the ones you're gonna build from that point on forward, you need to do upgrades. But that's apparently not the way that it is. The level that you're building is what it was at the moment you started in technology. So we're starting to build this, and it'll be the kick arrow again. So if I have a say after these are completed, but before this one's finished, if I have a new version of the destroyer um, researched, that'll need an upgrade. But okay, I was worried I'd be sitting here and just doing upgrades left and right on everything, and that's not the case. And now, actually, with the amount of IC, oh, we actually lost some IC. Oh, that was for the other spawn penalty or something. Something ticked off my. I don't see it there. Yeah, something ticked off the my IC that I had. But now really is going deep into our light carriers, which look to be finishing in December of next year. Good. The time that these will be finishing is not accurate because I'm not focusing on Navy this year. I will be going back to focusing on Navy in 1942, though. So those will all get built quicker. A bunch of stuff that's just not dropping off. Oh, copper. We're going to buy copper, let's say from the United States. They got silly amounts of money. Um, I kind of want to starve Canada and the UK at this point. I don't want to be giving them money. But the United States, I can't starve them of money. There's just no way. Alrighty. And that should also improve our build speed too. Installation, so that's two more. That's this year. In fact, if we look at our production again, still December. Does it change? It may have changed and I not realized it. And those are August. Yeah, okay. Infrastructure and transport. That's not up here. Railroad, we'll cut that off. Military police, we'll keep that going. We'll need to build the railroad. Barbed wire. I don't know what that does, but I keep researching installation. Oh, Iraq wants a light cruiser. I keep researching that installation defense thing. I think the next one's guard towers, and I forget what's after that. I don't know what it does overall. Excuse me, but I think it does something helpful. We're going to get IC efficiency with the railway here. Yes, up by 0.2. Supply throughput also by 0.2. Gun position. That's 42 tech. We'll drop that off. Whoops. Do we see? Oh yeah, we're seeing green. This is good. How officers? I was hoping to get to 100% here soon, but with the historical units I just got, and as well as all the ships coming out of upgrade, my officer ratio just took a dive. So well, the good news is we have officer recruitment coming out in September of this year, so there'll be 10,000 officers. They'll get us up to 175,000 officers. So it won't be quite 100%, but it'll get us that much closer. So I'll just maintain with where I'm at right now. Rebels. Tactical Air Command. We'll let that go. Bunch of provinces that they appeared in. So going from top to bottom here. They're faster, so we'll just have them take care of it. They're next door, so we'll actually kind of do that. They'll go there like so. Military place. Oh, they're in battle. Okay. Yes, so a rebel appeared. I'm looking in the lower right-hand corner. I can see the little rebel symbol there. come back. I'll do that. And this is the last one here. Just a garrison unit needs to take care of that. Okay. Do I have somebody taking care of this guy? No, yes, cavalry. And these guys are making their way on down. These guys are making their way on down to here. Yes. We picked up the unit there. There's nothing further. Oh, out here. I meant to remind myself, like, I have a transport ship that's out in the middle of nowhere somewhere as we're doing something. I'll have them go there. That transport ship needs to come back to Tokyo. We're going to save the game. Been a few weeks. Okay. There'll be another event coming soon, I think in summer. That's going to give me a bunch of like artillery, anti-air, some headquarter defense units, and a couple HQ, like the 250-man HQ units, regiments. A bunch of those kind of guys that the expectation is you're supposed to like build up on them. Just get like throw on some extra regiments, and that way now you get yourself staffed a full army or full division. The idea being historically that some units came out that were used as reinforcements for frontline divisions in the Chinese War. I'm going to use those units to fully staff out the rest of my islands here. There's still a couple places I'd like to put units on that there's nobody on right now that have like bases that could be used, and also there's a couple of units like those that could use a bit of a a little bit of boost, manpower boost to them. I'll go through all the islands. There's several here that could that I'll be dropping off an artillery and or AA gun unit on. But again, that's just for that sort of manpower increase there. So my islands aren't ungarrisoned. 43, drop that off. 40 tech, that's good. What else we got here? Got a bunch of destroyers. They're getting built. That will go with the Yamato. The Yamato, once the Musashi comes around, then they're gonna get combined together, the two sister ships. That'll be later. How are we doing here? So yeah, Germany's pushing into Greece. Holy cow! So something happened. I mean, Italy was doing well. Italy was out to like here, I thought, or maybe not that far, but maybe out to here. And something happened. They got pushed back. It looks like, but Germany's here. Germany needs to hurry. Wow. Yeah. Germany needs to hurry because Barbarossa could be happening nowish. I forget exactly when the first opportunity arrives for Germany to declare on. It's an event that allows Germany to declare on Russia. You can take late May, or you can take the historical June invasion. Um, eh, Give and take going on there in Egypt. Abyssinia actually is looking the same. It's I don't see any loss there. Um, well, actually there is some loss. Italy had pushed all the way up to here, I thought, and they got pushed back here. So they need to do something there, or they're going to be losing. How are we doing here? We still got the same number of units, looks like. Bomber targeting focus. I think we can keep that going. Should have the fighter targeting focus coming as well. Another destroyer, putting that on the Yamato. So one more destroyer after that. Okay, a few more things researched here. Okay, that's all going as it is. Okay, let me check our production real quick here. Supplies are dipping. Yeah, I can see why. I'm gonna push that up to 47, getting that going again. We dipped out of the 40,000s now. That's because our amount of IC we're giving to supply just dipped way too low, which means that kind of hurts us here in those bills, but that's okay. We're actually getting an increase in IC, it looks like, because now it's back to being built again. Okay. 3x3 layout, and that's it for the capital ships. That's where I want to be. I don't want this reverse. I can learn this reverse, which will allow me to learn one of the other layouts, but I cannot ever again learn the 3x3 layout. That just simply goes away. So I'm actually very good with where this is at right now. The plus 25 sea attack plus point 0.2 positioning works for me. Fighter pilot training and small warship crews. We dropped that off. Okay. And we got some more builds. So I said one more destroyer on the Yamato. That'll give me the 5. These other destroyers, just going to simply... don't I have... First, second, third, eighth? I thought I had like a destroyer fleet just kind of hanging around, and its main purpose was just to... let's throw it on that one. And another CAG unit, which we'll put here. And then they do need to get upgraded. Can I fly them? No, I gotta wait till they're built. That's fine. How are we doing here? Kaga and Akagi. Wait a second. Do I have the Kaga and Akagi up here? Oh, let me check real quick. Yeah, that needs to get pushed up to the top. All my upgrades need to get pushed to the top so they get finished quick. Alrighty. Lost track of like where some of my carrier air groups are set up. Well, there's the Ryojo. The Kaga and Akagi. Here, let's stop doing that. Let's just click through. Okay. Let's split them up. There we go. And move both of these to rebase to the carrier. Now, if I go to here, these are the Akagi. Oh, I can't group them together for whatever reason. Bring all the planes. Bring all the planes. Rebase them. I don't like how that's happening here. I just no. I think it's because I'm upgrading them off of the. Yeah, just bring everybody. Rebase them. I think as I'm upgrading them off of the carriers themselves, and that's kind of messing things up a little bit. And you guys can get attached to the carrier fleet there. I can't select those because yeah, they're getting upgraded off of the carrier unit itself. Okay, now let's take a look here. That's the Kaga. Where's the other Kaga? There it is, up top there. So it's the 1st and the 5th. Combine these two together. They are now going to fly to rebase to the carrier. If I let that go, now if I look at the Kaga, They should have the Kaga on there. Okay, good. Airport, dropping that off. Forward air controller and gun turrets, letting those ride. So now it's the Akagi. I need to figure out where they are. So it's the second and this guy. Okay. Combine those together. Fly them on. Rebase to the carrier. Now, if I click on the Kagi, there we go. We're going to just call this the COG, K-A-G, K-A-G Air Wing. There we go. Okay. Wow, just, there's the, let's actually name this as well. Ryujo Air Wing. Yeah, these will go to their own carriers once I can figure out who's who. But if I have any other named like this guy, it's the Ryujo. Okay. Some are getting upgraded. That's a Soryu. Okay. Hiryu, that's named as well. Hiryu and Soryu. So we have the Hiryu here. Let's group together your names appropriately. Soryu, is this a Soryu? It is a Soryu. So selecting this one first and then that one. Soryu. We can send the Hiryu and Soryu. Where are you at? There you are. Rebase them to carrier as well. Let that go tag and check the Soryu. There we go. Now they got their planes. Okay. Wow. The Ryuju, Hosho, and Zuho. This. Where's the other one? Let's just send them to their carrier. There we go. Hosho, Air Wing. Rebase to carrier. Now, if I, not them. Now, if I check here, there we go. They have the planes. Soryu and Hiryu. I think all my light cruisers are now fully staffed out. Fully upgraded, I should say. So we need to do some upgrades here. 5, and we're going to be putting blockade runner speed bonus. Yeah, I think I like that. Put him in charge there. The others I can't deal with just yet. That's a CVL. That's 4, and yeah, he's good. And Shokaku and that. We're going to send. Oh, there's my landing craft. I was complaining about my landing craft got sunk. Apparently decided to engage in naval maneuvers with my light cruisers. That's fine. Let's select him here. And you need to pull off that landing craft. This landing craft can come back over here now. Seaport, I think we dropped Seaport off. Yep, 42 tech. Light anti-air, 44 tech. Landing craft, if it is, drop that off as well. Cool, we're only +6. Yeah. How many landing craft am I building now? That's an extra one. And I'm building 4 more. Once this one's done, I may just kill it. I won't won't build the other one in serial. So on June 23rd, I'll go ahead and just kill that, and that way we can maintain, because I want 2 landing craft per fleet because of the amount of the weight that it can carry. I don't need a singular landing craft per se. Um, like I said, they're annoying. Oh, we need to send him out because my garrison units. Well, it's not getting wrecked, but that battle's not going to be going well. So yeah, he's returning. Let's actually just do that. That's quicker for you. All right. How are we doing here? Yep, same number of units there. Southern Seas, prepare troops for a southern campaign. Yes. You see, for the rest of the year, next 6 months here, we've got a IC hit. It's going to hurt a little bit. But our supply consumption will improve. So therefore, our need for supply should decrease some here. That should be the upshot of that happening. Um, as well, the Air and Naval Organization take a bit of a hit. Well, good thing I've got some. Uh, Good thing they've got some bonuses thanks to ministers and other help that I've been taking. We're going to build that seaport. That's another IC hit. Production. I was going to look at production real quick because now I'm with as much as I'm spending or the amount of IC I'm throwing into production here. Let's actually let time go a little bit here. I think I need another. I need to start putting in my air units that I want to start building, and also my mountaineers and tropical island garrisons. Heavy forging, battlecruiser armor thickness, and carrier armor thickness. We see improvements. Copper. We already bought copper. Why is it telling me now that I need to buy it? I already took care of that. Carrier builds. Check carrier armor thickness. I'm going to put that to the top because, as I thought, there's already a lot of research already in it. It'll be finished in 2 weeks. I don't know if these were selected. We're going to select all of those there, and those weren't being researched. Okay, so I'm killing all of those. Medium, that will be killed off too. Okay. So my minister, carrier specialist, he's providing me enough bonus tech each year that I don't have to spend quite so much on my carriers, or spend as much time nor effort, energy on my carriers there. He can begin to move out a little bit. Alrighty. Depth charge advance. Drop that off. Let me save here. It's only been a couple weeks, I know. I am about to, I think I'm going to go ahead and start I want to get a little bit further in time here, but now I'm going to go ahead and start working on here to show you guys what's going on, what I'm going to go ahead and do there in regards to set my leaders, stuff like that. Real quick though, take a look here. Germany is pushing deep into Greece here. Italy, of course, is now taking advantage of that as well, and Greece should be falling later this month. Italy, they're back to their start line again now. Italy had made a push, and then they fell back. You can see in the lower right corner all the strength loss. I'm not sure if that's strength or organization now. That may be just organization, not strength. I could be wrong. One or the other, though. They've definitely lost quite a bit there. How are we doing here? Well, Italy actually is looking pretty good in Greece now. Germany, yeah. Whatever resistance Germany is encountering is just based on the loss that I'm not seeing on Germany. Whatever resistance they're encountering is just falling away rapidly. Abyssinia, they need to take care of this. That needs to get done. They've got the capability to do it, though. I see their units here are not that bad off. Down to the south here, yeah. Well, not terrible bad, actually. You can see in areas where there definitely there've been some fighting, and that's where they've had to retreat. But yeah, they're doing okay. So now let's go ahead and take a quick look at our leadership. I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of this. We're going to zoom through, and any garrisons I see, well, doesn't really matter. We'll deal with it as we can get to it here. So first thing I want to do is deal with my leaders. Just going to scroll through and just check each of my leaders. I'm just going to do this for a couple leaders, and then I'll do the rest off screen here, so that way you have an idea what's going on. Once I've done that, then I'm going to go ahead and go pick a couple leaders and kind of move units around to show you how I'm going to arrange my units up. So first off, we have this is a specialized light infantry unit. Is it one of my good ones? I can't really tell, unfortunately. There should be a way that I could like hover over here like that, and it shows you the unit, the forces you have on there. But based on its strength, I would say this is not one of my specialized infantry units. Based on this strength, that does tell me. In fact, oh, there we go. I just hover over to the right. This is one of the ones that you start the game with, or you get um, through a historical unit event. The upshot is I'm not going to worry about pulling this unit off. He's maxed out in skill, but he should, I believe, he should still be gaining traits. Um, I'd have to really look that up and see. He may be stuck where he's at right now. The traits to gain, he may not gain any more towards any of those because his skill level's maxed out. But in any event, I'm not really too concerned about that because this isn't one of my better units. So overall, that's fine. He's skill rank maxed out at 4. That's actually pretty good. If he was a 1 or a 2 or even a 3, I would go ahead and pull him off. Moving to our Cav, he is a rank 3. He is one of my cavalry units, though, so I really don't care. They're going to be used in Burma and India, sure, and in that area because that's where they're going to excel in the coming campaign. They're not going to do well in island hopping campaign. In other words, in the Philippines, they're going to be useless. I can't use them in any of the island campaigns. Australia, that's just going to be amphibious invasions all up and down its eastern coast to take the victory point locations and then take the country. I don't need to run around in Australia. So the only place they're really going to be used in is Burma initially, where they're going to have a tough time because they're Cav and they suck in mountains and jungle, and in India, and they're going to be used mainly in the plains area there and some of the hills and stuff like that. So yeah, he's maxed out 3. I don't care. That's fine. This guy, he's one of my specialized units here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him. We'll say no leader. And we're going to assign a different leader to him, one that's not maxed out. If you hover, you can look and see who's maxed out and stuff like that. I do want to put a good leader onto him. It doesn't need to have that many traits, though. Let's see. This guy maybe? Skill 1. Yeah, this guy actually looks pretty dang good. Skill 1, but he's got logistics and all that kind of cool stuff. I'd probably do better putting him on a headquarter unit so that logistics wizard can be filtering throughout everybody. Though I say that, I see I have lots of logistics wizards. So you know what? We're just going to go ahead and put him here. He's skill 1. Later on in the campaign coming up with America and the Allies, when I'm doing my island hopping, there'll be another pause that I'll take, and I'm not sure exactly when. Possibly as units complete their assigned objectives. The Philippines will be one objective area coming up. The island hopping campaign is another objective area coming up. That's mostly going to be handled by my Marines, though. There'll be some areas that will be handled by my frontline troops. Australia, New Zealand, also mostly my Marines, but there'll be some frontline troops that'll be involved in there. But mainly like my Burmese campaign, once Burma falls and I'm beginning able to push into India, then I'll take stock again at that point and see where my leaders are in those select armies, and then just and do what I'm doing here. Here we finished China, where everybody was involved in that main operation, so I need to go through everybody and kind of and pull and arrange them. As time goes in the campaign, I'll be doing that as various operational areas finish up with what they're doing. So I'll keep an eye on him. Once he's done whatever operation he's in and he gets maxed out, then I'll go ahead and pull him out. Formax, he has a lot of stats, a lot of cool traits. and he's 77.9% towards Mountaineer. You know what? I kind of want to pull him off and use him in my Mountaineer troops coming up here. So we're going to do that. Um, Somebody like him, well, yeah, a zero. Granted, he's not maxed out at zero, so they will gain. I just looked at it and was like, oh, I like that trickster aspect, but also that old guard is there too. That's you get a hit to your offense and attack speed, experience gain. That's old guard isn't the best thing to select here. Um, 20% attack speed for as military police could be pretty decent here. How about this guy, rank 3? I like the Fortress Buster. We're not going to be running into too many forts. Honestly, there's only 2 forts in the game that we'll be encountering. That's Singapore and Hong Kong, and I'll have the units that'll be kind of assigned to that. Um, but sure, I'll go in and place him in charge there. Skill 4. Skill 2, we're going to actually pull him. Our headquarter units we're going to pull off because we're going to replace them with the leaders that we're pulling off of our main line units because they'll have lots of traits. And put a leader that has lots of traits in charge of a headquarter unit. Those traits will filter down to the units that they control. Skill 5, and he's still learning. Ooh, I like that. Daddy like. Mountaineer, he's maxed out at 4. I'm going to pull him off because he's a Mountaineer. We're going to put, let's see here. I kind of like this guy. Yeah, offensive doctrine, decreased supply consumption, increased experience gain, increased offensive. Yeah, I like him. We're gonna do this on a few more, and then I'll go ahead and switch over to setting up, showing you how to set up my armies going forward from here. Him, I'm also going to remove. Like I said, actually, we can do that real quick. All my leader types, I'm just going to remove because really none of them. I mean, they've gained some experience, but very little. The units that are engaged in battle continuously tend to gain the most experience. Tojo will still be in charge, though that may change. I think Tojo's given command of a unit down the road and has actually made a foreign minister or some minister in power. Let's see, we're going through the rest of our. Yeah, that guy I want to pull off. I can actually put him in charge of a frontline unit. Actually, he's pretty decent. Pulling off all of these guys. The headquarter HQ unit leaders, pulling them off because, like I said, I'll be swapping them out for some frontline troops. May have that frontline troop headquarter leader or front. I'm getting so confused now. My main army unit leaders, I'm going to be pulling them off if they're maxed out at a certain skill level, and then I can put them in charge of the headquarter units. In turn, I could use these guys I'm pulling off my headquarter units and put them in charge of my. He needs to get pulled off because I need a Marine. Plus, he's maxed out at 2. I want better than that for my Marines. Might leave him because he's a commando and jungle rat. Put the higher trait leaders or higher ranked leaders in charge of my frontline troops. Let them gain some further experience as well as gaining traits. Yeah, he needs to get pulled off because I've got to have more Marines by this point. Ditto with him. He's old guard. We don't want old guard. That's my army headquarter guy, Marine. Does he have amphibious assault? Yeah, he does. Amphibious attack. So he does. I'll just leave that. Leave him where he's at. Okay, we can actually drop off because I don't care about the garrisons. Um, they're not involved in any combat. I don't care what traits they have, that kind of thing. Same with the military police. Wait, do I have military police here as well? Oh, they're waiting to still move out to here. That's right. Totally forgot about that. I'll do that off camera. I've got 5 military police that need to be shipped out to China to kind of like further hold other resource locations, but that will be taken care of off camera. Just know that that's going to be done. and continue to just pull off my my leader types here. Actually, well, yeah, I'll pull them off. Okay, I think that's pretty much all the leaders at this point. I'll revisit that off camera and kind of determine, what needs to be done. What now? I have a unit here that has two specialized light infantry. Based on what I'm seeing here, and also hovering, these are my top line units. Um, I think I changed. Yeah, I kind of changed. I put a motorized infantry unit regiment there. That's why they have more. They have 5,000 more troops. But I need to put more skill 2, skill 3. They're not maxed out. That's the only guy that actually did anything. He probably just got built recently. I need to put some more units on that leader guy here. So looking here, let's click through and see. Oh, there's another specialized light infantry. I'll go ahead and attach it to that leader here. There's another specialized light infantry. Going to attach him to there. This guy, not specialized light infantry, is going to kind of slow me down overall. But for this core unit, I do want a frontline army unit. Oh, wow. Mountain Master. Yeah, sadly I got to pull you off. You're really really good, but I got to pull you off and put you in charge of one of my Mountaineer units here. I'm going to put him in with this corps. So now going forward, this corps is fully staffed out. It's got 4 specialized light infantry, 2 of which are ones that I built and designed, so they're fairly speedy. So it's got speedy specialized infantry, still pretty fast, but doesn't have as much oomph as my main specialized infantry. And I've got a frontline unit that can soak up some damage. A 12,000 man infantry regiment, pretty impressive compared to say 12,000 man specialized infantry. Uh, I'm gonna waste some time here in the video to kind of show the difference in the setup overall with oh, wrong one. The the pluses and minuses, if you will, here. So I mean, overall, you can see their strength and organization fairly similar. The specialized infantry have more organization to them, so they should technically kind of hold out longer. Um, defensiveness and toughness. Whoa, actually, is far greater on the specialized light infantry than the regular frontline troops. That was something I didn't really realize. Softness, though, yeah, you can see there vast difference there. Better air defense, better suppression, but that's not going to really help us in regards to frontline combat. Soft attack, specialized infantry do better in soft and hard attack. Yeah, interesting. Air attack, they're better. Piercing attack, they're much better as well. And then we get to their bonuses. This is the unit that are the regiment's bonuses. It's not affected by what leaders you have or anything of that sort. What it's showing here is not affected by anything else. So these are the bonuses, flat bonuses that you get for these type of units here. So you can see your specialized infantry is a little bit better in that regards overall. Though river defense, my regular infantry is a little bit better. Mountains or Fort attack, fort defense, river movement, amphibious attack. They don't have an amphibious defense where they do. Okay, move this up by 1 so we're still in the same. Mountain defense is a bit better. Um, they're actually speedier throughout all the different areas. Forest defense and forest attack, infantry is a lot better in. Again, movement. Specialized infantry just can't be beat in that regards for movement overall. Woods, they're better in. Marsh, specialized light infantry. They train they train in the marsh apparently. Plains infantry is better there. Urban, specialized infantry are better in. And then the areas that I'm going to be interesting. So they don't have any hills attack or defense. So okay, obviously they're better there. But jungle, Specialized infantry, better in. Um, Desert, they should be the same. Yeah. Well, I'm missing something here. Defense, movement, attrition. They don't have a defense, desert attack. Um, Arctic. It looks like our infantry is better in that. And Bocage defense. Huh, interesting. So you can see there's some pluses and minuses. So the upshot is what I'm saying. The unit that I created here, and I'm going to kind of do that with other units as well, is have an idea of what this unit's going to be specialized for and stuff like that. This unit's going to be going to Burma. They do very well in the jungles and decently in the mountains, good in the hills and forests and things like that. For the areas where the specialized infantry don't really excel in, there'll be that regular infantry unit that's going to help them out. That's going to provide some additional benefits and bonuses that the specialized infantry may not have. So this is a well-rounded unit for my Burmese campaign. I may even use them for my Philippines campaign too, because there's a lot of that type of terrain here that the specialized infantry will do excellent in. Breaking down even further, you saw I have two of my own specialized infantry that I have in here, two of the more historical specialized infantry here, and then the historical frontline unit. So it's kind of a good mix overall. It's not a jack of all trades kind of type deal, but it's pretty close to that. So it'll be utilized in probably the Philippines campaign, if not there, or if it is, and that gets wrapped up very quickly, Burmese campaign, and then pushing into Nepal and into India as well. It could also potentially be used for the islands campaigns here, not the islands campaigns out here, which that's going to be all Marines. But here we'll have some marine landings, a few, but I mean, one, yeah, say on I think this is Borneo, on this island here, maybe a marine landing to take the port and then ship in these troops, for example, onto that port. Something of that kind of nature. My Marines mainly be used for the island campaign, but this is considered the island campaign too, as far as I'm concerned. Um, but the Marines aren't going to be tasked to just take this island solely. They'll be tasked to take these islands solely. I won't need regular line infantry units to do that. Australia, the Marines will be tasked to take the Australian victory point locations here once we get to that point. Same with New Zealand. I may also even have a unit like this going through New Zealand to help take out the couple of victory point locations off of the Marine landings that we do. So that's the idea behind that sort of unit, my thinking there. There'll be other units I'll create. They'll have further, not specialization, but it could be more well-rounded. Like this unit, they're set. There's really nothing further I'm going to do to them. They're all frontline units. There's nothing super special about them. They've been all involved in the Chinese campaign for the most part. I'd be willing to bet. In fact, we can click through and see. Yeah, you can look at the experience stars. That one's new, snow, so therefore no experience whatsoever. And this one, winter, is also new. Huh, snow and winter. Morning and cedar and tiger. I was just thinking maybe I should also align my troops based upon the name too. So like for snow and winter, maybe have like summer and spring and as flower, have them all in the same core headquarter unit, core designation. So that way it's a similar type of naming nomenclature. But anyway, so that kind of unit is pretty much that the way I'm going to have it. There'll be other units I'll kind of designate to where I'm thinking, okay, I need, like I did with that first unit that is built, I need to invade the Philippines, and I need to move in with ground troops. So, specialized light infantry with a tagging on with a regular infantry or two. Burmese campaign, that's going to be largely specialized infantry. Pushing down to Singapore, mostly going through jungle and mountains. So that's kind of I need specialized infantry on that as well, but also have some frontline troops here too, because they just need to soak up. They need to soak up all the damage that's happening. So that's how the rest of this off-camera event's going to go for me. I'm not going to waste your time in going through all that. Just know that there'll be some changes in regards to how everything's kind of set up. I'll have my units kind of moving around too on off the next video starting up. That those that are ready for combat, I'll stage them according to um, where I'll be staging them according to where I want them to go as well. So I have a good idea. I know I need. I'm going to have 3 invasion points on on the Philippines. So I'll need about three corps worth of units, say 15 divisions, attacking in the Philippines and on those locations as well. The Marines will land, take the port. I'll move the units in. Uh, in that port, and the units will do the main brunt of the fighting there. The Marines will just be handling taking the port and or surrounding area. So yeah, I'll be doing all that off screen. Do appreciate everybody watching and bearing with me in all this exposition and unnecessary talking, perhaps. But I hope that we have less of that in the next episode as we progress further through 1941. I can't promise that we'll be going to war with the United States in the next episode. Excuse me. It'll probably be the episode after that or the one after that, even perhaps because there's still a few more things I need to do. Next episode, we're going to go into our production queue and create some Mountaineer divisions. We're going to be creating some air units to staff out and build up my Air Force. We'll also be building some tropical island garrisons as well in preparation for the islands that I'll be taking from my enemies here shortly enough. But in any event, thank you all for watching and I will see you next episode. Take care.